This is going to be a really good position to work on lengthening your upper torso. This is good for some of my patients that don't have a great tolerance for standing. But I'm going to show it in sitting, standing, and using our wall bars that we have over here. So, pretty much everybody tends to shrink as we go through the day, as we go through life. So this is a nice, easy way to work on lengthening your trunk and your torso in a seated position. So I'm going to sit at the edge of a chair, and I'm going to use this piece of PVC pipe, but a broomstick works really well. Now I tell patients that I want this far enough away that whenever I go through the motion, it starts off angled towards me and it angles away from me to where it's pretty vertical, right? So I want my hands to be as high as comfortable. And first, I'm just going to start by letting my hands go forward as my upper body follows my hands. My head's in line with my trunk, so I'm not looking like this, I'm looking at the ground. And you can see that this kind of stretches through my shoulder, through my mid-back, right? So first I'm just rocking in and out of it, just to get used to the idea. Kind of setting my distance, so if I feel like I'm here and that post is going really far past vertical, I'm kind of finding my way to say, yeah, that feels pretty good and the post feels pretty sturdy. So first I'm moving. Now the next step to this is I want to do some breathing in this position. So I'm going to rock out to where I'm comfortable. And I'm going to try and take a deep breath in, more into my lower rib cage. So just to show you where my hand is where I want to breathe. And I really want to feel like my ribs are expanding laterally and out to the side. I want to make sure as I'm breathing, I'm not doing this and hiking that shoulder up towards my ear. So the next step to this would be to get to that same position, take a deep breath in. And then as I exhale, come back out of it. Okay? Now step 3 is going to be to engage some muscle in this position. So I'm going to rock out just like I did. All right? I'm going to take my deep breath in. Now as I exhale, I'm going to pull my shoulder down away from my ear, and I'm going to drive this post down into the ground, which should engage more of underneath my arm, into my lower armpit, even into my stomach somewhat, as I come back out of this position. So first I move, then I breathe with a little muscle activation, right? I can do this in standing as well, especially if I have a post this tall. So it's the exact same idea, right? As my arms reach out, I'm going to let my knees bend a little, and I'm going to try and keep a pretty flat back, so I don't want to be hunched over like this. And for me, I think about as my hands go out, my butt reaches behind me, so I have a little bit of a counterbalance. And it's the same sequence we did in sitting. Right? If I feel like I'm too far, I could bring this a little closer. My knees are not locked out because then my hamstrings may stop me. So I let my knees bend a little, but I'm basically reaching my butt back towards my heels so that I'm getting that same lengthening, right? And I could do this in standing, holding on to something. So if I have these bars behind me, right? Same idea here. So now instead of a post moving, I'm getting far enough away. This could be at a counter, right? Then my weight gets back on my heels and I'm kind of sitting down as I'm trying to create that same line where I want this in as much of a line as it can be, right? So it's the same concept. I could even go lower with my hands on like the edge of my kitchen sink. So as my butt goes back, I let my knees bend a little, and because I'm lower, I have to sit down on my heels a little lower because I want this line so that my back is not rounded like this. All right? And just to show you what it looks like here, so I come back, I take my deep breath, and as I exhale, I'm pulling my shoulders down away from my ears, and I'm kind of pulling my butt underneath me as I come up to this straight line. So once again, going back, sitting onto my heels, take a deep breath in, and as I exhale, shoulders down away from my ears, and I'm not leaving my butt behind me like this. I'm pulling it underneath me as I come back up to standing.